it's not loaded. I can't see it.
Wait, we're gonna stream for 18 hours, 6 p.m. to 12 p.m.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Let's do
PM
it.
to 12 p.m.
Yeah, that's exactly
I
it.
didn't even know it was AM to 12 p.m.
Sad man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Sad man is great man. Okay.
I see no Sandman. I see PlayStation commercials.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's what I see too.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, once it's all done, booting all up. All right. Load up my topics. Get all ready.
Wrap it up.
Pop quiz time.
Pop quiz.
Hank, stop. Okay, take that sad man thing off now. It's so annoying.
Okay,
Hank,
so
you have to do it somewhere else.
the way we're doing this, we have 3 big topics and then 3 kind of smush, kind of soft hitter topics that's gonna mainly meant to relieve the tension and calm everyone down a little bit.
Topics.
Yeah, little smush topics. So this is going to be our first time sitting around and talking at Jesters talk around the round table. So our first topic we're going to dive into, a little soft topic to get us all started and warmed up. We got Google. We're jumping right in with Google. We have announced just yesterday at noon, they brought up their Stadia. So if you don't know what that is, that's Google's jumped into the gaming market with their own console coming in, where they have it all cloud-based. No discs. There's going to be no downloading, no installing, no patches, none of that. It's jumping right in. You click, you play. You go to YouTube, you watching a video of a video game, you click to play, you jump right in, and you start playing that game right away. So there's going to be none of that. The only downfall, it uses a lot of internet speed. Everything's going to be cloud-based, but it's going to really run on your internet speed. That'll be really good for places like Asia, or probably Japan will be really good. States will probably be kind of good, but a lot of places with bad internet won't really have it. What are your guys' opinion on the Stadia? What we're gonna do, we're gonna do a counter. We're gonna do a little clockwise thing. We'll start off. We'll start off before everyone can get their voice in. So we'll go through a quick little opinion, throw out your opinion on each person, and then after everyone gets their opinion out, then we'll open the table up and everyone can jump in and debate how they want and combat each other. So we're gonna start off the top left, and Scroud, we'll start with you. So yeah, take it away with your opinions on the Stadia.
I'm sorry. Me?
Yeah, he's talking.
Yeah.
I'm waking up here. Okay. It's all going to come down to what games are on it, the exclusive games. I don't. I mean, it's gonna be competing with the PlayStation, the Xbox. You know.
Yeah.
It's going to be free multiplayer. You know, that's going to give it a boost up on PlayStation and Xbox.
I'm sorry.
Did someone just switch over to a potato? What happened there?
Keep going.
Yeah, but continue.
Well, I guess I haven't heard anything good or bad on it. So
Okay, the game.
Yeah. I think it's going to be rushed because, fuck, we don't have the internet to support that shit. Especially up here in buttfuck nowhere. How the fuck am I going to get the internet to support that shit? Fucking data costs are outrageous up here. I'm paying like fucking $80 for like 5 gigs. I can't afford to fucking take this thing on the road with me. Fuck that.
Natanis?
What?
hi, welcome to the channel.
I guess you don't really.
I think it's really cool because I don't like having all that junk and stuff. So if I can just log on and like, obviously you guys know me, I have the best internet around. So I would just enjoy that.
It's
so
showing
much
right now.
to be.
It's definitely showing. Whoops.
I don't know what's happening with that thing. Seriously, I have not touched my phone, so.
No, I'm trying to crop you out. There's a lot of blue.
Oh.
I'm cropping
Why are you
you.
cropping me out?
Because
Rude?
there's a lot of
Get
blue.
wrecked.
I'm trying to make you better. But anyway, DM?
PG channel.
I would say that, I mean, I agree mostly with internet. Bandwidth is going to be a big issue, but the same thing goes with having hard copies. I mean, you're paying all this money for games, and if they want to cut you off at the knees and cut off your term of service, if you mess up, you lose all your games. I've seen it on PlayStation. People mess up. They say they ban you, and when you banned, you also don't have access to your digital games that are streaming. The same thing can happen. I'm I guess call me old school, whatever. I'd rather have a hard copy of anything I have, because also there's times I don't have internet and I want to jam out and do whatever. So I'm curious to see how it turns out, but I have a feeling there's going to be quite a bit of pushback in certain areas.
That is true. So there is, being fully cloud-based, you lose internet, you won't be able to jump on and play. But
Right.
another thing for the actual Canada, one of the things in the comments from the chat here, maybe don't live in Canada was their counteract for this.
Okay, rude.
Fucking Sean, you piece of shit.
But back to the topic. I know Google was talking about releasing their own internet plan to support the Stadia. So you would like maybe a monthly fee, and you would be able to have a hotspot where you would take that wherever you go. You'd be able to play the game wherever you went. And even without that, I like the hard copies just so not only the same reason you said, but also just the collection. But yeah, so I guess we'll open it up now. All of you can jump in and debate if you, or if not, we can move on to our big actual topic. This is a little squish topic.
Oh,
Oh, no, this is don't downplay this. What? This is gonna get heated right here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a Switch, and some of the games that we plan on selling back, we buy physically. Other games we download, keep it permanently. So I could see the appeal, especially with Gen Z and whatever's after them. Anything physical, I could see people younger than us. I think we're all.
Yeah, we're up there. And thank you, Shamrock, for the 1 penny bit saying he doesn't like Garrett.
oh, that's what.
But
My
yeah,
name has an S on the end. What the hell?
but one of the big things I like with the Stadia being announced was also the Baldur's Gate 3 was one of their big games that they announced with it. That's been a long time that's been sitting around that hasn't been talked about.
Yeah, but it's not exclusive.
Well, it's going to Stadia and PC, so yeah, it's not exclusive just to the Stadia.
Right.
Poor BioWare.
So why am I'm gonna buy, usually, like, for example, people buy Xbox because of Halo. They buy, there's certain games you get because they're exclusive. They need an exclusive big game. Otherwise, they might shrug. Yeah, people love Google, but I don't know. It's a little bit of risk. I wouldn't buy it. I'm gonna wait. If anything, I'll wait a year or two.
Well, that's the thing. It's not, you don't buy it. It's free.
Well, you're still a subscription, right?
No. So the subscription, I forgot to mention this when I was going over the intro. The only thing you buy is when it comes out is they have a bundle pack which comes with Chromecast and the controller. If you don't want Chromecast or the controller, it's completely free. The subscription, $9.99 a month, is only if you want to play in 4K HD, 60 frames per second. If you play 1080, it's free. There's no price. The only price you pay is for buying the game.
And to play online with other people is free as well.
That's free as well.
I mean, that's a selling point, I guess. But once again, I'll probably wait.
Yeah, you have to pay me in order to play it.
Good old faithful console. I'll stick with that.
Yeah, good old. I'm going to stick with the console as well. But what about the Canadian side now? Well, I guess we already got yours. The internet speeds was holding you back.
Yeah, I agree.
I
don't know. It depends what it has. Fuck. If it actually has some good shit, maybe. But maybe it'll be like the fucking, I don't know, what's that stupid thing that was released? The Qya or whatever the fuck. Maybe it'll be gone around for like a week, and then they'll be like, okay, no more support for this thing. Nobody's buying it. Who knows?
You're basically saying the same thing. If it had a really awesome game that was exclusive to it, you'd probably just check it out just for the game.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I'm the same way. If they have something cool, otherwise I'll wait, look at the reviews, see what's going on. And I mean, potato internet over there and us, I like hard copies. I think we're all kind of on the same page, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you just call me potato internet?
Maybe.
Like, so rude. Yeah, no, I actually like really don't care. I'll play if I want to play something. I'll play it. Like, I didn't like when Sims, like EA, when they changed to like Origin, and then you didn't have to buy the hard copy anymore. You don't have to have it in when you're playing. You can just download online. I didn't like it at first, but then I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to go to the store. That totally works for my antisocial personality. So it's good.
What stops us if they get a cool exclusive game? Just getting the system for free and playing it. I feel like there's going to have to be more some way of paying.
Well, I think I'm guessing that it's a starting off. It's gonna be free for a while, and then probably they'll start paying. Just like, I mean, PlayStation used to be free too. It used to be free to play multiplayer and everything else, and eventually they're like, we gotta compete, and then now that you have to charge, it's either to play multiplayer games. I think they'll probably do the same. That's just a guess. I'm shooting from the hip here, but
yeah, Fortnite you can play for free on PlayStation still. I guess there's
suck what?
Fortnite. There's a couple of games you can play free on PlayStation.
Yeah, but Sean, you don't have to go like to the store. Is I think the point is.
From the chat.
Yeah, from the chat.
Oh, Shamrock, I see it. Yeah, yep.
Speaking of, we got some fans. You got Shamrock still not liking Garrett. You got Queen Fergie, who thinks Drunken Mongoose is cute. And Lazy Gaming Central, who says Gerto is handsome.
At least I have a fan.
But yeah, so I guess anything else on the Stadia you guys want to talk about?
I'm good.
Nah, I'm good. Fuck it.
No.
So we're going to move into our first big heavy hitter topic here. And they also think it's such a cute puppy too. But
yeah,
he is a cute puppy.
That puppy is adorable.
So with Google topic, we're going to jump right into with pay gaps, the pay wages. So one of the big things, a big heavy hitter topic, everyone knows about the wage gap between men and women. And so I figure this isn't Fallout 76. This is this is a lot less glitchy than Fallout 76.
I beg to differ.
I was about to say, I don't know.
So, wage gaps. What are your opinions? We'll go through the same corners. We'll start off top left, and we'll go around the same circle about get your first opinions on the wage gap, and then we'll open the table to debate.
All right. Someone doesn't like the wage gap.
Is that baby a girl? Because if she is speaking her mind.
She does not.
Someone didn't like the wage gap already back there. The wage gap. Start this right. I recently got into a debate with my friend about statistical bullshittery, as I call it, which is where people make statements, and then if you go out and you ask an average person, "Hey, what does this statement mean? What does it mean when you say females make 77 cents on the dollar?" And you will get 100 different answers because I think fundamentally people don't know what is actually being communicated. The problem is that people who do understand what that study is actually saying will spread that information around knowing full well it's being interpreted wrong, and they allow it. So that is, you take every man in America and every woman in America, regardless of anything, make that statement. And you can do that for a lot of things and it makes no sense. I think white males make 70 cents on the dollar to Asian males. Same methodology. You know, how do you interpret that? So that's where I start with the wage gap. You know, what is the wage gap? You know, what is it really telling us? I don't think it's telling us. Feminists will say it's telling us, I guess, is my point.
True.
Short answer.
Good point. And so we'll swing over the game. Gerto, you want to take it away?
I think it depends on the industry. I mean, like labor jobs, shit like that. A girl's not going to make as much because she can't do the physical labor. But I feel like in offices and other places such as that, where a lot of computing work and things like that, I don't think it's as widespread as 70 cents to a dollar. Personally.
And probably one of our competing arguments here. Natanis, you want to take this one?
Okay, so like obviously I'm a woman and I can't do
Debatable.
what like shut the fuck up. I can't do what Garrett can do. Like there's no way that I can play with pipes all day long. Like I can do my best, but you know, they're kind of heavy. So I get that, but that also kind of deters any women from going into industries like that. And it goes into like all this other stuff that we talked about the other day. But as for wage gap, I myself personally have not read any articles. I haven't done any research. I just know in my heart that it's true. Like in my heart, I just know. These are the things I know. You know, when you have that feeling, that's my feeling right now. So yeah, it's real, 100% real.
I
And
think Stephen Colbert, truthiness, you feel it in your gut.
Yeah, I just know in my heart tells me it's real, so I know it's real. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you were saying.
Um,
And DM?
I lose.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. So, I think there is a wage gap, but if you're really, I consider myself a logical person if you're in numbers, because I mean, just look at media in general. There's a lot of BS and hypothetical and feelings, and when you start looking at that, you can have wrong interpretations if you're looking at a smaller picture versus a larger picture. And if you really just look at the numbers, there is a difference, but it is not the difference that is put out there with the public and put out through the public on a grandstand level. And I guess that's the initial debate. There is a difference in pay. It's proven, but if you look at the numbers, it's definitely not even close to 70 cents to the 76 cents a dollar. So,
But does the amount really matter?
I mean, of
The
course.
fact that it exists?
Oh, I mean, if there's an amount difference, I agree, it's wrong. I'm not going to be the
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
it's
Just
wrong.
double
It's wrong.
checking. Just double
right,
checking.
but there's it's almost sorry.
That's what. No, it's wrong if the reason it's done is for sexist purposes, and that's wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's, you know, some life decision if a male's making versus what a female's making. I mean, females are in a lot of ways smarter, in my opinion, because they're not going to sacrifice their families or their selves for some job, where dudes will, for whatever reason, just I'll work 90 hours a week, pick me, and then so then they get paid a little bit more. I don't know. I think that, but I know I work with a lot of dudes that are just they're there as much as their jobs will let them.
I'm just really glad that they can be so smart just to work with you. I'm just really glad that the males around you are just so smart.
I said they were dumb. I don't do that.
Yeah, but you can't say something like how you think that females aren't as smart because we wouldn't sacrifice. I knew what I'm surrounded by. Just because some women won't sacrifice family and stuff, like some men won't sacrifice family and stuff for work too. But they're going to get paid more and they're going to be valued more because when they're hired, they're expected to stay. There's not many men that take paternity leave. And they know, like, oh, a woman's going to go and have a family, so she's going to leave, so why bother benefiting her, right?
Well, I one of my favorite arguments is if my boss could hire people at 70 cents on the dollar, he would get rid of everyone and just hire females because they'll do the same amount of work for less pay. And so any business is just going to cut all the, oh, well, why hire a dude? I could just hire a female. It's just like why illegal immigrants get so many jobs because they're willing to work for less. So I just feel fundamentally, if it were true, every business would be else. I know if I were a CEO, that my entire workforce would be females. I'd be making bank on that payroll. Payroll costs would be.
Yeah,
and so
but
I
why
just
would you?
like,
Why would you take that risk when women are so stupid, though?
I've never made that claim. I said females are smarter because they won't do what people do. But that was a joke too. I think every study on intelligence has shown both genders have the same average IQ. So I'm not making any claim on intelligence. That was a joke.
So we kind of. So back on just on the number thing. So, do we ever define the whole? Just for whoever's listening, the whole where that 76 came from, where that stat comes from when they're taking that poll. I mean, basically they're taking the median of all males and all females and compare them without taking any in consideration. When you're looking at experience, seniority, position, or anything else. So
education, what jobs, anything. That number is.
Right. So when they actually did that, study-wise, females definitely are still below, but it's actually only 98 cents to the dollar. So that's only 2 cents lower, which I agree that any amount is bullshit. It is. They should be the same. But then you also have to put in the statistical tolerance of there's other variances. A 0.02, I mean, 2 cents you're talking, that could be just tolerance of anything. When you're talking about males, females, race, whatever. So in a way, I don't want to say the pay gap isn't there. It is. I just think it's a much smaller number than everyone talks about. That's how I feel. I 100% agree. Females get paid for the same amount as a male who has the same experience, same everything. So.
I heard the same number, 98 cents. If you hold everything, same job, same amount of education, same experience, same amount of hours worked. If you hold everything the same so that you're comparing a group of men and a group of females and everything's the same in their personal lives, I heard it's actually the wage gap is 2 cents, which accounted for by anything that we can look at. So that's where I would start if we're going to really discuss the wage gap is.
But
go ahead,
as a woman, I don't feel like the amount matters. It's the fact that it's there matters. How come I don't deserve those 2 cents that you're getting just because you have a dick? Like, I'm just as smart, probably, as somebody else. But that's the thing, is like, the amount doesn't matter to me. Just the fact that it's there is kind of stupid. Like, it's going to deter me from doing anything.
I wouldn't let it.
So why is it deterring you to do anything?
Why would I go into a male industry when, first of all, there's so many other issues about going into a male, like, dominated industry anyway. So I wouldn't because of that stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
But as for, like, the wage gap, I know if I go and try to get Garrett's job, like, first of all, they aren't going to hire me. But that's just based on, like, my experience and stuff. But say I had, like, he doesn't even have schooling for that either. You took accounting. Like, what do you, like, you can get a job like that because you're a guy and you can lift a pipe. I don't have any education either, but I won't get that job because I can't lift anything. So I wouldn't try. Do you know what I mean?
Well, just for clarity,
that doesn't make sense though for wage gap though, right?
Just for clarity, the game, what do you do? Because they're talking pipe. Are you a pipe layer? That sounds like a gigolo. I'm just saying, you're laying pipe. I don't know what's going on over here.
You fucking know I lay that pipe all day long, man.
And by the way, I agree. You can't lay pipe. It's just biology, but
yeah.
Zing.
You damn Americans.
He does have, like, you do. I don't know what it's called that you do, but you do, like, pipe on a line.
I make PVC. There you go.
There you
okay.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That's
there
fair.
you go.
So on that topic too, just to jump into a little bit more, make some more tempers high. Google actually did a research on it, and they. Did I hear laughing? So Google jumped into it and they did a big research that they said they don't want to have any pay gap, any pay wage in their company. So they jumped into it and they hired a bunch of people to come in and research their whole company to make sure none of that's going on. They want to prove to everyone that that wasn't happening. And they found out that it actually was happening in their company. But it was on the other end of the spectrum. They found they were bringing females in at really high prices and they're actually underpaying men. And doing that, they actually got all the males in their company got a pretty big pay increase. And then that pissed a lot of females off after that. So what do you think about on that topic of Google?
It's kind of like one data point. I mean, it's one company in a sea of companies. I don't.
Yeah. Google's a bunch of fucking hippies anyway. What they do is different than everyone else.
True, but Google is a huge company with a lot of workforce behind it and a lot of equal pay is equal pay.
It's funny, but when they say 98 cents on the dollar, like that's the average again amongst all industries, right? When you're holding things constant. So it doesn't surprise me that maybe in some companies, especially if they're applying to hire female software engineers at underrepresented, in that industry, that to attract females to their where they work, they pay them more. Like that's how it works, supply and demand. Female software engineers, and you're trying to hire software engineers it's supply and demand. They're going to pay them more to get them to come work for them.
But why? It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter sex. It should just matter how good you are as a software engineer.
I'm saying Google purposefully was trying to hire female software engineers. And it's supply and demand at that point. There's not that many female software engineers, or maybe there weren't 15 or 20 years ago. I'm sure there's more now. But I started as a software engineer, and there were 28 dudes in my class and one female. And honest to God, she went to work for Google. I swear. So I'm just saying, if it's supply and demand and there aren't that many female software engineers, they're going to be paying them more to get them to show up. Supply and demand. So it's not surprising to me that females were making more than males there.
All right. Anything else on that topic?
I'm good.
Nah.
So go through chat here really quick. We got Wyvern Ryzen popped in saying if he works at a forge, if he could work there all day, he would do it. He doesn't like working for someone else. He also said that equal pay is equal pay. And we've had some people saying that if a woman can pick up a pipe the same as a man, she should get paid the same wage. At a company I work at, the father gets the same leave as the mother. So maternity leave. So okay, in some companies they are given the same kind of leave. Lazy and Gaming Central is going to pop out a baby himself to get that leave. But let's jump right into our next topic here, because I think we're all in agreement. Equal pay should be the norm all around, even though it's still a hard topic. So we're going to jump in a little softer note to bring the tensions down a little bit. We got, of all TV shows and movies and all the things that's current going on, what do you think the worst finale? What do you think had the worst finale going on? We're gonna take
currently or ever.
We'll go with ever.
Okay.
It's a lot out.
That's a
I
good
see where this is going.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about Game of Thrones first. I don't think it was the worst ever. I don't think it was the worst ever, but my expectations were pretty low. You can ask Drunk Mongoose. I was not even looking forward to season 8 that much. I really didn't think it was going to be very good. So I wasn't let down that much, I guess you could say, because season 7 was disappointing. I'm worst ever.
Man, that's toughy.
I met your mother's up there. I really didn't. Another though ending that they rushed. It's the same sort of problem. If you try to rush an ending in a way that doesn't seem to make sense to the viewers, they're gonna. How I Met Your Mother had that same issue where I felt like that last episode could have been like 4 or 5 episodes if that's what they wanted to explain in How I Met Your Mother. So that's another one that stands out to me. They rushed it. It fell flat to the viewers. Game of Thrones, they rushed it. Didn't work. Don't rush an ending.
I don't think in my opinion, I don't think How I Met Your Mother was rushed. I think it was wrong. Like, they had plenty of time. It had, like, what, 97 seasons? But it's just how it ended and how it all came together. It was like, nah, no.
Yeah, nah, Mom wasn't that important.
Killed a bit.
How I Met Your Brother. Too long didn't read. Mom's
How I
not
Met Your
important.
Mother, and then she died, and who cares? Because Robin's there. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, I did not like the ending.
I guess, yeah, that one's up there. I didn't expect to hear that one even though. But the game, you want to take away with what you think?
I don't watch a lot of TV, so usually for me it's just sports. Sports seasons always end badly for me.
Oh, well, that's because when you support the Oilers, yeah, you got to expect that.
Yeah, depressing.
We have to say
I
spoiler
don't know. Doesn't
alert.
everyone
Like,
hate
have
Lost
you not
too?
watched any of
Oh,
these shows?
Lost is a good one. Lost.
Ooh.
Well, it wasn't.
Lost.
The whole show was weird. So
I don't even know. They're like dead or they're not dead.
meet up when they're dead. Who knows?
Fuck. Pointless.
What about you? I guess your name is Guess Now, but Natanis?
That's what I was trying to change my name on it when I kept pushing my camera the wrong way. That's what I was trying to do. I don't know. How I Met Your Mother was the one I wanted to talk about. I don't know.
We agree.
There's an agreement.
Well, yeah, because that one, like, it breaks my heart. Because every time I'm watching it, even leading up to when Tracy's gonna... Oh, spoiler alert. When the Wom dies. Fucking spoiler alert. That show's been on forever. Sean's getting on my case about spoiler alerts. But yeah, it just... That was sad. Like, why would they do that? And why would they have... oh my god. Okay, spoiler alert. Barney and Robin divorce. And, like, then she goes with freaking Ted, and it's the worst. It's the worst. It's not supposed to happen.
When I say they rushed it, I just mean like if that last episode had maybe 4 episodes, where you got to actually see the
like Barney and his daughter and stuff. Yeah,
see the relationships change over time, where you could, because I mean,
instead of rush.
Last episode of How I Met Your Mother, there's a scene with the daughter who's a little kid, and she calls Robin the bus lady. Who Robin is as a kid, but by the time she's 15 or 16, she's calling her Aunt Robin, and that's it. I mean, that's it, right? But you can, if you're really looking, you go, oh, they got really close for you to go to the bus lady to Aunt Robin. They just never showed it. Character development. That's what I mean when I say they rushed it. But they should have shown are more involved with their lives before they just blindsided you with Mom died, now I'm with Robin. I always loved her.
Mom died. Rest in peace.
Game of Thrones sucked.
And we'll wrap it up with DM.
I mean, there's a boatload because a lot of good TV or at least decent TV kind of just ends. They get canceled before they actually get to finish their story, which really blows sometimes. I think a couple that have already been mentioned. Obviously, How You Met Mother, I agree. It got rushed. But at least there was a conclusion to that. I'd say Lost is one that just got completely lost in the sauce, no pun intended. And it just made no sense after a while. And another one, I guess, would be that wasn't mentioned, would be Dexter. Dexter was really good at first. And then kind of, I don't know, the ending was just kind of bullshit. So that's a good one. I'm trying to brainstorm here of other ones that... But I mean, I can think of Heroes, but that didn't really complete. There's a bunch of that started that just they didn't finish. They get cut off. So
yeah, I could go on with that.
Yeah, for a while it was Firefly, but at least they did a movie. So that was
Chronicles of Narnia is probably
Firefly didn't have an ending. Don't.
They did. They did a movie. No.
At least that guy they got wrapped up in his storyline.
Yeah.
So. Some of the comments here of what they thought was a little funny. We got Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Who the fuck cares about Power Rangers?
Apparently Shamrock, and then Lazy
Of
Gaming
course he
Central
does, fucking loser.
got Pokemon. And a more serious one, Wyvern Rising, Into the Badlands, Forced Ending on the Cliffy. See, I didn't even know Into the Badlands. I watched that, but I didn't even know it ended. We got Roseanne. Dexter was mentioned. SNL. Okay, that has
Power Rangers.
The Big Bang Theory. Did the Big Bang Theory finish ending?
Yeah, I finished.
It did. Apparently, it had a bad ending. Some people didn't like that. Lazy and Gaming Central's crying at the finale of How I Met Your Mother.
Bring it on, you bitch. Expose my gay conversation.
So these are some of the ones that the people talking they didn't like. Someone really didn't like Queen Fergie. Really didn't like Dexter, which I saw. Dexter was a little rough with the ending. I always saw Chronicles of Sharnia. That was one for me. I think that deserved more to it. Not a bad ending, just needed more to wrap it up its story. So with that, we're going to jump back into another hard hitter topic. We got your prop was out and all ready for it. We got an abortion topic here. So
Yes, abortion.
My prop.
That deserves a drink.
Can I opt to abort Garrett, or is it too late?
What?
well,
Why do I get aborted?
I'm gonna get my abortion prop.
get your abortion prop. We got this for this topic. Apparently you can abort up until they're 18 years old now.
Garrett's older than that. Can we make it like 28?
Oh, that's murder now.
Oh,
Okay.
what a biatch.
Oh
Stop!
boy.
I'm drooling.
Get the coat hanger in the chat.
Get the
Brutal.
coat hanger.
Savage. Savage.
That is pretty savage. Or the stairs. They work for us the second best.
Jesus.
So, all right. So
fuck.
we all know the two sides of it. The big fights going on. People want people for pro-life and for pro-choice. Garrett's mom.
Sean.
What a fucking prick.
Yeah. That's a little rough too. So, what sides of the topic are you guys all on? We'll take the same route. We'll start up top left. We'll go there and we'll do our usual loop around.
I kind of piss everyone off. I'm like pro-choice in the weakest sense of the term, like a coin flipping in the air, landing on its edge, and then on pro-choice. So I usually piss off everyone. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not
cut
saying
out.
you're...
You cut out. I couldn't hear him.
Oh,
my
not
bad.
at all?
You know?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Your mouth was moving, but I didn't hear anything at first from it there.
Oh, do you want to repeat it just in case the chat...
Yeah. I'm pro-choice, but in a very weak sense. Full sense of pro-choice, and I'll explain in a bit.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not saying your name, but Garrett, you want to take it away with your opinion? Wrong
I
side.
believe in pro-choice up till maybe the second trimester. Just because, like, at that point it kind of becomes a little bit dangerous. The fetus is kind of big and, like, it's a lot of, I don't know. But, yeah, and I would like Wyvern Rising said, when it results of rape, incest, child molestation, definitely it should be an option because nobody wants to raise their rapist child to term. It's just kind of fucked up.
That's true. I just read it. That is a good point. And guest?
I'm guessed. So just FYI, you can only abort up to the 24th week, which is a little more than halfway. So it is like second trimester. Nobody should be able to tell anybody what they can do with their body. That's my stand.
DM?
Yeah, I'm kind of, man. I wish there should be a little conflict here, but I think it's I'm kind of the same boat. I mean, I'm pro-death all the way for anything. The population sucks.
Kill them all.
The population sucks. We're overpopulated. So, but I'll just leave it at that until we get into the full discussion.
So, before we open up the topic, the table, I want to go to Natanis really quick. Your body, your choice, correct?
Hell yeah.
So, what about a mother who gets pregnant and smoking, drinking, doing all this stuff and plans to have the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a little handicap on the baby? The baby's going to be detrimented and affected and harmed the whole time because of her choices doing this.
I don't know. Ask my brother how he's doing. Like, my mom smoked and drank when he was...
So, not very well, apparently.
I mean, that's different because, in a sense, like, if you're smoking and drinking, but you're choosing to have that baby, you're inflicting that upon their life after they're born, right? But if you're smoking and drinking, then you abort the baby, ain't no harm done. Is that what you're getting at?
So, yeah, if you abort the baby, I guess there's no problem. But the people who have the baby and they're smoking and drinking, and then at what point does it become, it's your body, your choice, but you have to care for your young. You can't be smoking and drinking and then harming your child.
Yeah, but you're also just judging somebody as a parent now, as a mother. You're just judging their choices. That's different than keeping a baby.
Well, I was just that topic. That's why I did a little sidebar here before we jump in the actual topic.
Sidebar, my opinion on that is don't do that because also smoking is nasty and I don't drink at all and I don't do drugs. So, my stance on all that anyway. But, people do it. People smoke. People eat stuff they're not supposed to. Well, I see people, but it's women. Women have babies. But, there's all these rules.
Arnold Schwarzenegger had a baby.
With their spouse or with their girlfriend?
Sorry?
I said with their spouse or girlfriend, men have babies too with them. They're not the same physical labor, but they have them.
But is your drinking going to affect the baby's health in the womb? No.
Well, if you're an abusive drinker, you will.
But there's all of these rules too for women. They can't eat this. They can't have that much coffee at all. They can't drink that. They can't blah, 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 blah. So I'm pretty sure, I haven't had a kid, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure at that point, they're just well, what the fuck can I eat? Lettuce? I don't know.
Lettuce is good.
Erica just had her baby last week, and my her mat leave starts next week. So everybody around me is pregnant anyway, and just seeing how some pregnant women are and how the others are, better and not doing that kind of stuff. I can see that, and I have my opinions on it. They shouldn't be smoking and drinking, whatever, but it's their choice. It's what they're doing. They're gonna fuck up their kid's life. Who am I to tell them not to?
Well, when that kid gets effed up and then it comes out and then it's not right and then they have to go on disability and that goes on to society because the society taxes and everything else give disability, which is money that comes from the taxes, then it kind of affects everybody, right?
Yeah, but it's also how society works. So I don't know why I'm just going to pinpoint, be like, you're fucking up the whole world because you smoked 2 smokes and you fucked up your baby. And what? Yeah. You fucked up the world. No, there's how many millions of people that do this,
100%.
Or people that are drains our society from other things, but you can't just pinpoint it on these women smoking.
Well, every piece of sand in the pile equals the mound. I mean, if you don't pinpoint one, you pinpoint none. You have to take a piece at a time. If people aren't responsible, which I understand, everyone has to be personal responsibility. I'm pro freedom for everything. If you want to do that, good. But at the same time, it's a different topic, I guess. I should have to pay for your fucked up child because you were an idiot. Does that make sense? That's my.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to pay for other things that we have to pay for with our tax monies. I was going somewhere, but I actually don't know if Garrett. If you chop off your hand and go on WCB, is that my money or is that not my money?
What? Why the fuck would you get my...
That was the point I was going to make. If you chop off your hand at work, then I have to fucking pay for it with my tax dollars. But I don't know if WCB comes from tax money.
I think we pay into it. I'm pretty sure we pay into that.
So I have to pay in for you guys fucking up in your laborious jobs. All I get is a paper cut.
No, I think we pay into it ourselves.
Listen, let my argument work, okay?
Fuck you. Oh.
Fuck you.
I just realized out of blue, but I don't know if it was a happy accident or what, but all the Canadians are in red shirts and all the Americans are like in dark shirts. When did we become the bad guys? When did that happen?
Well,
Get it!
yeah, but they're red shirts, which means they're probably
Fuck
going to
the
die this
Empire.
episode.
Oh, that's true. Star Trek rules. I forgot.
Yeah.
The tennis ain't making sense, but I live you, but.
That's okay. I'm just here for entertainment.
So, we got Lazy Gaming Central mentioned about the spousing smoking would affect the baby, though, because he makes a good point. You will be around...
I said drinking, though.
Well...
I said
yeah.
drinking for a point so that you couldn't disagree with me.
Well...
Because if I would have said smoking, then secondhand smoke.
Yeah. So
Gotta use that smart female brain.
You might be able to get secondhand drinking. And I'm not, speaking of drinking, I'm not not drinking bleach.
I
just
swear to God,
keep
next
my
time I'm
water.
out drinking, I'm going to use that term.
Drunk mongoose. Drunk mongoose.
Yeah, what's up?
You're pro abortion, but you're against the mom drinking during pregnancy. I mean, I'd rather be a little buzzed
What?
than aborted.
Oh.
Is my mic
I'm
just
fine
not
for
working?
aborting, but when they just...
Your mic cut out. I didn't hear that. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just me.
Sorry, you want to repeat it, though?
Yeah, I was just saying, you'd rather be than buzzed in vitro.
That's me, right? You're saying you'd rather abort
Right,
versus
because
being
you
drunk?
seem to be against the moms doing any type of drugs, but you're for them aborting, and I just feel like
Nope,
one is worse than the other for the fetus. One's way really unhealthy for the fetus.
I would have to agree that both would be pretty healthy. I mean, a coat hanger is pretty dangerous, but I would say that drinking and then letting it come, just letting go willy-nilly and doing illegal drugs, drinking, smoking, not giving a shit about your kid, then they come out and you're like, and the mother and parent or whatever is surprised that there's, now it's not guaranteed. Surprised, like, oh, hey, they have health issues. And then they're like, hey, by the way, I can't afford these health issues. Put it on the society. I think that's wrong. The personal responsibility is what I'm saying.
Well, of course it's wrong.
I think that's why we don't really care, because we have free healthcare. So
True story.
Cocaine
But then
or whatever. The baby's born addicted to crack is
Right. Oh, I'm with you. I'd rather the baby get... That sounds awful. I wouldn't say the baby would get killed, but if you're...
co-hanger.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. I'm just saying, I would rather personal responsibility. I don't know. That's what kind of I'm shooting at here. I stated my opinion. I'm pro-death. I think we're overpopulated. So unless you're planning to be a real parent and you really have questions, I'm all for changing it up and waiting. Waiting is a good option.
waiting is a good option.
Roll the dice.
Well, really quick before we go in, thank you, Grangie. 7 months subscription. 1 more month and we have a baby.
What?
What?
Are they pregnant?
A preemie? 7 months? Wait, hold on. What?
Well, 1 more month, so 8 months is still okay.
Maybe they believe abortion should be okay up until the 8th month. And then it's a baby, even though it won't be delivered for another...
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's another subtopic is, I mean...
Where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw? I mean, when are you killing a life? Like, when do you actually take responsibility? Of, hey, yeah, abortion's cool, but also, we're killing.
When is it double homicide if you kill the mom, and when is it not?
Jesus.
If you're
Not in Canada.
Jesus Christ.
not in Canada.
Like in the U.S., if you kill a pregnant person, if you kill a pregnant woman, you are charged for 2 lives because that's just what you guys do. But if you kill a pregnant woman in Canada, you are not. You are only charged for 1.
Can you talk slower? I need to take notes. Hold on. What'd you say? So take life to Canada. Got it.
So you'll only get 1 life sentence.
I
instead of 2.
bet you'll find that not all 50 states are the same on that.
Well, yeah,
Probably
because
most.
I think you guys are wacky. Like, you have your laws all wacky. But like in Canada, we're smart and we have like the laws across the whole country.
Crazy.
Like from each state, you can kill a certain amount of people and it's kind of okay. But you know, you get to 7 and all of a sudden you're gonna get caught.
No, I'm pretty sure one's bad.
Nah, you Americans kill everybody.
I thought the rule was in moderation. Isn't that what we always talk about? Do everything in moderation.
Fuck.
Yeah,
how you
only kill a
that.
little bit of people.
That's right. I'll just
Your ground, you know, it's like basketball rules. Okay, if you're standing your ground, then it's okay.
Jesus.
I think that's how it works. Or if you're a police officer, I'm pretty sure you're green light all the time.
So now I'm just curious. So you said, wait, it just changed to Ando has small. Wait, oh Jesus! I was going to call him the game.
Alabama's got it right.
Man.
Alabama, yeah,
So-
Alabama.
You said up to what point you said it's okay for you, but at what point you say not anymore.
I think it should be okay until the child can be born without assistance. Like,
But that's all dependent on it's not the same for every baby, right? Like every baby born at 33 weeks doesn't mean
okay,
that every baby can have assistance or not.
Here's
so the
another
like
problem.
the lowest possible amount of time.
Here's another
let's say,
problem.
what,
You can
five
have
months?
apparently to this first article I clicked on said it's up to 24 weeks, but I don't know
Well, there you
in
go.
which
That
country
works.
this is.
You guys
Yeah.
got to know too, as technology gets better, viability is going to go down to the point where we could probably have totally viable offspring without there being a female ever involved. Like you guys can imagine that the technology could eventually get there, and so you got to be really, you got to be real careful with tying it to viability because it's going to change. It's gone one direction since the 15th century. And that is earlier and earlier. I think they just beat the world record for the lightest baby ever born that survived in America. I think I just read about it. It was like 5-ounce baby survived.
Damn.
I think isn't a Big Mac bigger than that? I don't even know. That's
I was about to say a mouse is
Oh.
bigger than that.
but
Let me Google it. Google's my friend.
Who is Lightshade? This comment section is good, by the way. You guys are all kind of getting into it, which is nice. I don't agree with any of you, but anyway.
I think Shamrock is Lightshade's
Wait,
boyfriend.
She was born at 23 weeks.
Or husband,
and weighed,
whatever.
it weighed as much as an apple.
As much as an apple. Wow.
Apples.
An apple?
delicious.
So
There was
Crack
a
it
photo.
open, have some stem
apple
cells.
pie. Who's gonna anyway, so no, I think if you're, I'm somebody who, like I said, I'm pro-choice. I think it's a human being from the moment it's beginning at the best place to draw the line, but I'm still pro-choice. It's a very nuanced position where I think, yes, the choice you're making is to kill a human being, but it's more like your body, your choice. How you can't force people to incubate other human beings. I think there's a TV show like that, right? Handmaids. or
If
something
not,
like
we just found a star right now. Let's write this down.
There we go. It's $1 million idea right here. We're gonna be millionaire.
Is that U.S. or Canadian? Because I just
Well, Canadian dollars tank, so we don't want to. We'll film it there and then we'll bring it back here.
gotcha.
Our money's not that bad. Haters.
Apple for scale. So we got Rick Hard Slab, you 9-gagger, watermelon, witch apple. And so, is there any more topics on the abortion now?
Golden Chris. Oh, what? Sorry.
Solved it. Did we solve it?
Solve what?
The abortion problem. Did we solve it?
Oh, wait. Do you guys feel resolved?
I
One bit
feel
for
resolved
Garrett.
after we burn Alabama to a crisp.
Why? What's wrong?
What's wrong with that
It's,
bill?
It's Alabama. They're all fucking each other anyway, and then they can't have abortions.
Yeah. But they like it like that.
Oh.
The people, and they actually don't want abortions to be legal. Should they be allowed to make that decision or no?
Sorry?
Well, I mean, the majority of females in Alabama don't want abortions to be legal either. So shouldn't they be allowed to, as a state, make
No,
that
because
decision?
because they're making a decision for everybody, for every woman, and that's not fair. Just
For
because
who?
just because say 98 out of 100 women don't want it to be legal, that means there's 2 that do because they want the choice. And shouldn't that be more like, if you were pregnant and you had the choice but you chose to keep it, that's fine. But if you didn't have the choice and it was illegal for you to get an abortion, isn't that not fine? Does that make sense? Sometimes I just start thinking,
I'm slow, you guys. I look smart.
actually,
I look smart, but I mean, it's like
scoundrel, don't worry. You have it all. You do not look smart, but you're good. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good.
Sometimes I wonder. I look at the meter and I think, oh,
You're good. Relax.
Okay.
Take a breath.
I don't know. That's kind of like the protecting the rights of the minority. So
Yeah.
think of it this way: if my whole province was like, or not my whole province, if 98 out of 100 peeps in the world or whatever didn't want alcohol to be legal, but you did because you like to drink, that's not the right thing to go with alcohol, because there used to be prohibition and stuff.
Did you see my name I chose? What are you doing here?
I made this societal argument earlier. When you live in a society, you sort of agree with the social contract. And if the social contract is the majority of people think it's morally reprehensible to have an abortion, and you want to be a part of that society, you kind of got to agree. If you're the 2 females living there and you don't agree, then it's part of being in that society, right? And so there's a part of me that thinks that societies that don't want it begins at conception.
And once again, you talked about the positives of how you're like, America dumb, Canada makes a rule and it's across the whole nation. This is in one of the situations of a few that where it states, for example, that area, they believe that, so that's that area. You can go 100 miles that way, you're good, or 100, whatever, 100 and 200 kilometers, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. Math is bad.
That's not far, man.
Well, states, it could be that far. I mean, a border, right across the border, if you're close to the border, it could be really that close. So you could be in Alabama and go to Arkansas, and next thing you know, it's legal. Sorry, you cut out.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of states' rights, and there's a part of me, like, I was pro Colorado. Go Colorado! You legalize, marijuana if that's what you guys want to do. I thought it was a great idea.
I believe mushrooms now too.
I know Colorado's the best state. Colorado is my favorite state. I don't know. There's an argument to be made.
Abortions.
If that's what the state wants to do, they should be allowed to do it.
Abortion laws don't stop abortions; they just stop safe abortions.
Yeah, that's true. I should have related it more to like something to do with your guys' body. Like, if you really, really, really wanted a vasectomy because you wanted to make sure you didn't have any kids, but those were illegal, you couldn't get one. So you always
I would get a coat hanger. I'd get a coat hanger and just
for what, your pee-pee? You would put that all up? Like, no.
Isn't that what you guys?
I just got stomach pains just from listening.
Yeah.
To that.
Okay, this conversation's done.
I would get a coat hanger, just like illegal. Outlawing vasectomies only stops safe vasectomies. That's all I'm going
to say. Barbed coat hanger? Ew.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay, and he runs a backdoor vasectomy clinic.
Out of a van.
So
yeah.
Kurt had a good topic there. It went spiraled a little bit, but true. Abortion laws won't stop abortions; they'll just stop safe abortions. And then we got a little crazy barbed coat hangers here. We got some topic things. We got wait, I lost my spot. My apologies. So, Lazy Gaming Central with the Canada money. So he just got back from Vegas, had about $500 left. As soon as he got back to Canada, it became 3 cents.
That doesn't make sense because you would have more money.
American to Canada. He was making a joke that Canada money's tanked.
He's a moron. We don't need to talk about him.
If you had 500 US, you would have more Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Freaking
No, you'd have-
Ando, shut up.
Jackass.
Math is hard.
But
Math is hard.
he also stated, wasn't it all men that stated that abortions are illegal in Alabama? I don't believe that's true. I'd have to look up, but I believe
All
it was.
all the senators were men. That's true.
Aren't they all white men?
That is true.
But one was the.
Alabama.
There was one female in charge, though, I believe, wasn't she?
I think there's a
In
governor that's
charge?
got to approve it, right?
Yeah, and I think that was her. I'd have to look up to see who it was, but I
She
know
could've
she got a
vetoed
lot
it.
of.
Kay Ivey, 54th governor. Yeah, she's the one. She could have vetoed it. She didn't.
And I know she was the one who got most of the hate. I guess she spoke out about it the most, but she's the one I always seen talking about it.
Well, to be fair, if your constituents want you to vote, you're their voice for them. If you're getting the majority of women and voters, you follow what your people are. That's the role that you're in. Even if you don't think it's correct, I think you should follow what your voters and what your people. You're the representative of your people. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, we're not a true democracy. I think a lot of people, even in America, forget that. We're not a democracy.
Yeah.
That's where Wyvern Rising stated, if America was still a republic and not an empire, the Empire Strikes Back, it would make sense. But we are a democracy now,
Freaking
unfortunately.
We're not a democracy. Not
Did you
yet.
say democracy?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy is the way it's going.
Democracy. That's you, Muff. That's you.
Hey,
They're,
don't make fun of my accent, eh?
they're owned by the rich.
I'm not making fun of your accent. I'm making fun of you mispronouncing a word.
That's an accent. But yeah, so
That's an accent.
so instead of jump on any more about abortions now.
Nah, I'm done.
Abortions are gross. Let's go.
You're gross, you fucking nasty piece of shit.
We should talk about vasectomy a little more, but I'm done with
Vasectomy.
abortions.
Wow.
Oh yeah, what else? We'll take it
No,
away.
I'm joking.
No more vasectomy. They do have the pill now that you can take.
What's
I
that?
just-
What are you talking about?
That
For guys?
the male
Speaking
birth
of
control.
the pill, do you know
Why
how
is there
fucking
no
little
male birth
babies men are?
Repeat
That
that?
trial that they did for male birth control, and they're like, oh no, my tummy hurts. Like, I can't deal with all these side effects. I don't want to take birth control. Fucking
I'm
men in that
leaking.
stupid fucking study. Anyway,
I just read today that they're testing out some new birth control. It has a few side effects, and they're gonna grow it into bigger and bigger trials soon.
yeah, they tested a male one a couple of years ago, and the men were like, oh, it made me feel sick. I had all these side effects. We shouldn't have to take birth control. Excuse me, we've been dealing with that forever because no one wants to wear a fucking condom.
Ash, the other gender too, or is it one way here?
What did you say?
Are we allowed to get some? I can make some jabs at females, or is it just
Yeah.
making fun of males?
Nope, you can go ahead. I'm just angsty.
You should have heard my. No, I'm just joking. I haven't heard anything on the male birth control pill. I don't know why it's 2019 and it's still not available.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't, well, not you guys, but the guys in the trial didn't like the side effect, though.
I'll take it if I ever got laid.
Okay. Go ahead, Jester. Play the sad face now. Sad man.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? Sad man. We got a sad man for you.
That's a sad man all the way. There it is.
Aww.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, I don't want anal. No.
But anyway, back at it. So I had a topic I was going to jump into about abortions and all that before we jumped on, but now I forgot it. I got sidetracked with Sad Man.
You need to write down things.
It was a
Always
spur
tell
of the
you.
moment. It was literally 5 seconds that it was like, I play with the shirt and it's gone. So we'll move on. No wasting time. Any more about it, or vasectomy, the pill? Any more topics on it? Nope.
I'm good.
I heard the
I'm
crickets. So our next one, we got one final big hitting topic here that's gonna.
Don't we get like a little buffer between? I'm all angsty and worked up.
Yeah, we're gonna end on the buffer so that way we can calm down before I end the stream.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's fine.
so we only got time for 2 more topics. I'm gonna do my last big one, and then we're gonna calm down with the final, a good easy topic. So this is one we actually talked about before, and bringing it back up again. I had a professional way of saying it, but I'm just gonna blurt it all out. Filling numbers of spots in job positions. You have all these job positions, and they're required for diversity, for gender. They need to fill these roles with certain people, and they're hiring them on unqualified, unneeding, just so they can say that they're diverse and all of that. What do you think on this opinion? We'll do
We're
our
all
usual.
white people, so
Well, gender, like they're hiring.
I'm half Mexican, okay? So
That's true.
okay, there we go.
I'm as
Never mind.
Mexican as Obama was black, so I'm qualified to talk for all minorities here.
Oh, geez.
I go first. So that gets into the whole equality of opportunity versus equality of outcome. You hire people when they're not qualified. Like you find out your brain surgeon was hired specifically for just because they met a certain quota and they actually asked their brain surgical board, would you go through with it? Anyone who want to volunteer to have?
I don't know what you're saying because the chat is blowing up about your looks.
About what?
People want a little bit of burrito.
Yeah, everybody's. They like your taco.
Oh wait, I gotta read. Oh, I gotta read chat.
Ladies, calm down, calm down.
Hilarious.
Anyway, what
Continue.
did you say?
Yeah.
Continue on.
It's something about brain surgeons. Who's
Yeah,
gonna-
honestly, I missed it too. So
Oh, all right. You guys are reading the chat, not listening to me.
Make the top left camera bigger.
They're objectifying me for equality reasons. Or perhaps they're objectifying me to meet a quota for objectification. Not because I actually. All right, so
The chat kind of derailed this whole.
we're done.
The chat derailed this one. Sorry.
Raw.
So we're back at it. You can-
hero pop.
I don't get it. It sucks when you're attractive. No one takes your opinion seriously. They just look at you and
To go, eyes are up here.
they think you only got to where you got because of your looks and not because of your merit. And I just
Oh.
That's true. So
I don't even know what the topic of the conversation is anymore.
yeah,
quickly we're going around clockwise. I go first
yeah.
because I'm the most attractive.
Your room, maybe.
All right, so again, like you go in for brain surgery and you find out that your brain surgeon was not selected based on merit, but just to meet a specific quota, and in fact, he wasn't qualified. Do you want him operating on you?
No.
Whoa. How cute is he, though?
I'm not
How
your brain
easy
surgeon.
is he?
Not your
Oh.
brain surgeon.
Like, is he single, though?
What? Oh.
Brain surgery. He will have your skull opened.
Well, once he working on
Better
your
place
brain,
to massage my
Right.
brain with? I don't know.
Wow, that's a nice brain. I don't know.
I guess he
Have
can
you
make
thought-
himself as pretty as he wants himself to be once he's inside your brain.
Oh.
I just want him inside my brain.
Oh.
So,
You know what the kids are calling these days?
I am. Attention.
He's single and ready to lobotomize.
There you
What
go.
the fuck? What the fuck?
Anyway,
I like that one.
No, I wouldn't. If they can't do the job, why they got the job, man?
Quota.
Yeah, that's what we're
Oh,
talking about.
that's
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking
Is that
about.
a real thing, though?
yes, in the
I'm
United States it is.
exaggerating. I'm exaggerating. So it's the government's forcing. What are they? They targeting like industries that are like all white males. You know, you got, and then like with football they have to interview one African American coach before they can hire. Right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Who wants to go next?
Well, speaking from a mainly female industry, we have a few males, and they are like the best in our industry, which is kind of upsetting. But they don't just try to find males to balance out our industry. Well, court reporters. I'm a court reporter eventually, not yet, but they're not like hiring males to fill gaps. So I don't really have any knowledge on this. But in
Usually-
hypothetical, no, I wouldn't want that.
Actually, females like software engineers in Google, I think they were trying to fill positions, and minorities, obviously, except not Asians. Never, Asians don't count.
It's funny
They-
though.
they-
Asians are the smart ones, and they're always put down. They don't count on the race list.
Rock every statistic. They are doing way better than white males at in any way you look at it. They are far less likely to be arrested. They make more money than us. They blow us out of the water, but they are never mentioned.
Yeah.
They don't get talked about.
Well, they're too quiet to make a scene, pretty much. They're trained to be nice and quiet and polite, and they don't jump out and make a scene or jump on things. They keep it to
I
themselves.
feel like you're kind of going somewhere you probably shouldn't be going for like stereotypes and stuff.
I don't see the stereotype. But we'll move aside just in case there is
You
one.
said,
I
yeah,
know
you
an
said that they're
F-boy.
trained, that Asians are trained.
I think not to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming you're saying their culture in general seems to be more reserved than other cultures. For example, Americans are known for being a loudmouth. It is more loud and a boisterous. And when you go to other countries, usually you can point out Americans because we're louder. That's at least all my European friends. That's what they say. You can always identify Americans because most of the time they're loud. They're the loud ones in the room. Asians are more reserved in general. Obviously, these are generalizations, not every Asian is that way and every American.
Well,
It's like every Canadian's nice. That's a generalization.
Yeah.
Nicer.
So we are.
No, you're not. Look at these two right here as an example of that.
Fuck you, cunt.
So rude.
But just to avoid any kind of racist anything, I was just referring to every time you see in their schools, like especially in Japan, they don't have tests anything until 4th grade because they spend the first 4 years of school teaching them manners and politeness and how to like be a normal, like a nice part of society. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but Asia isn't just Japan.
Well, yeah,
Anyway,
I guess I don't know
not
what
on
the
the whole
others.
race thing. I guess go back on your.
All
right, so- Yeah, back to our original topic. The
Asians are actually being discriminated against in colleges. They won't accept applicants that are Asian. I think because they're rocking the GRE, the SAT, the ACT, best grades, and so colleges trying to meet quotas.
Harvard and Yale made the numbers higher, right?
Yeah, they like ranked them lower. They were, and I think there was a lawsuit now by Asians saying they're being discriminated against because they are working against them. That's the main topic, right? Meeting quotas. So
yeah, we went catty corner now, so I guess we'll continue the catty corner, going to
Sorry.
Gert now.
Kitty corner.
What am I saying?
Kitty corner. Or I guess
It's
your
not
opinion. Your opinion on the filling numbers with where people they don't belong, they don't deserve the spot.
Just gotta interview the most qualified candidates. You can't just pick based on color or race or whatever the fuck. And if you do, then that's kind of fucked up. I mean, fuck. Oh no, we don't have enough women. Who the fuck cares?
Women.
Yeah, but
Woman, yeah.
then they should get good.
Okay.
You know, it would take me about 10 minutes to drive to your house. Do you know that? I'll fuck you
Ooh,
up.
come on in, woman.
You wish.
Oh, here we go.
So jump in the other corner, head down. DM, you want to take your opinion away?
Sure. Well, I mean, we're touching on a lot of stuff here. I agree that it should be equal across the board, but it's not. And I guess the counter argument would be that if you don't start on the same starting line, then there should be an adjustment. For example, I mean, it's across the board that certain area. It's been proven that certain groups have a better chance in education. They have a poor start of poor areas of neighborhoods do not have they have lower test scores, lower everything starting out, so they have difficulties finding jobs, finding school, etc. Obviously, there's plenty of success stories. Jeez, maybe I should have another drink. But that would be the counter argument. I don't agree with it. I'm kind of the same way as you guys, but I see kind of the other side of it as well. Why they would argue. So,
Yeah. You know, like if you're getting, you know, people are getting shot in your high school and you're getting, you know, the best grades you possibly can. You're trying to make yourself have a better life, but you're dealing with issues in your house, issues at school, safety issues, but you work your way out of there in a level school or a public school, you know, and you're competing against, you know, rich white kid with no issues with the best tutors, and so there is that. I do know that the intent is to equalize those positions. That's the intent, but I don't think it really is achieving its intent. I think it's the problem here in America. I don't know if other countries are doing it, but
yeah, I have no idea either. Our northern friends, you have nothing up there that is like that you guys, any issues?
Nah, we nice up here, man.
white people.
I mean, we're all white people up here anyway.
I think I think we're
It's like New Hampshire, but like a whole country.
except for like we're so multicultural, it's crazy. Garrett, shut up. I think I'm too naive on this topic. I don't really know anything about it. And I am like, I would feel like, well, I would hope that that stuff wouldn't happen, but you know, there's lots of bad shit that happens in like businesses and stuff like that. So are we still on the same topic? Because I think
Yeah,
maybe
we're
I
still
wasn't
on.
listening.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
okay,
we're
good.
still-
So I'm on the right page.
I can even give you an example about some things that are why it's kind of a bad thing going forward.
Yeah,
like,
but your examples piss me off.
because they're
I wanna
true
hear
though.
it.
Now I want to hear
I
more.
want to hear it.
Because his examples are like, oh, there's this hot, sexy girl in engineering, but she's so stupid, she doesn't know anything. And, oh, I don't know why she was even hired. Blah, blah. Like,
Oh yeah.
don't be jealous because she's smart too.
There are a lot of cases like that.
So that's not the example. I would say, well, not exactly the whole thing, but yeah, there's people who aren't exactly smart and they're getting in these positions. They're not even attractive. They're just filling numbers. They don't have to be.
They're straight up ugly.
But yeah, it's not even engineering. It's all these other fields where they get into the field and then all they do is like, there is a really smart girl, they get in, but then there's a bunch of other ones that they fill the numbers who are just there as codifier buffers, kind of to buff the number up. And then they bring it down and make everyone look down upon that person. So now that whole gender, they see you work beside this one person who doesn't know. I hear the sigh, but it's a serious thing. It's really going on. And that's where they do something and then they're really bad. And then everyone kind of takes the hit for it. So I don't see how that's a bad example, how that would make you mad. So
because
jump on.
okay, just from knowing you personally and the complaints that you've had from your coworkers over the years, I know what your things are with it. I don't know how to say it in like a super nice way, but hey, dude, okay, that guy's so right. Sexy is subjective on the topic of 10s out of 10s. Anyway, other topic. I don't know, because you're saying it's females, but there's like, it goes along with males too, but you can't generalize everybody for it, because there's some dumbass in shipping who can't do his fucking job, but he got hired because they needed somebody. So they hired some dumbass that can't do anything. Like, one guy in our service department can't do shit, but I'm not saying all the guys in our service department can't do shit. So maybe it's like the people that are generalizing is what's wrong.
That's what I'm saying, though. That is going on. Generalizing is the same thing on the other side of the thing, where there's a bunch of guys that are screw up and they do everything, but then they're expected to be in this field kind of thing. Well, the females are rising up to the field, and now they're bringing in the females who aren't qualified to do the job, and now it's making the ones who are qualified look bad, and it is causing the generalizing.
But why does that bother you? They're female. It has nothing to do with you then. Why do you care?
I'm just saying it's hurting their own cause.
What's their cause?
To bring females, to get them back up into the fields that they want to be in, the ones who actually like the field and who actually know a lot and they want to be in that field.
Yeah, but if they're in that field and they know that they know their shit, then they aren't going to deal with the generalization from the stupid
But they have no
people
choice.
anyway.
They have to, because it's in that field.
But that's not really that big of a deal with all the other discrimination that women have to deal with in the workplace anyway.
Sorry, were you about to say something?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just meant like the laws are forcing companies to hire people, and so they when they go to hire, they're like, okay, we can't, because the person that we need that's qualified isn't out there that meets this quota, and it's usually, I thought it was usually race, but I could be wrong. In America, at least, like affirmative action, I thought was specifically about racial inequalities, not inequalities. You don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't heard a lot of, except for in Silicon Valley, heard about gender inequalities in the workplace. Usually, it's racial. So, I'm not really, and again, the area that I hear it most used at is in college applications. Like, I haven't really heard about it in jobs that much. I don't know how big of a problem this actually is. I don't know if you've heard more topic.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think what I've heard is definitely it's more about race than it is the sex being male or female. But they kind of go hand in hand. It should always be about equality of the position. But if you have 6 people and your company is all white males and your most qualified candidates are all white males for the top 5, I'm saying in this situation, and you have one female or one black, Indian, name a race, name it, whatever, and they're good, but they're not the best candidate, that company is kind of hand is forced to basically pick that candidate, so they diversify their workforce. I think what Jester was saying is basically when you do that, overall, if you're, say you're a car company, say you're whatever, you're weakening your workforce and your finalized product, because in the end, you're not taking the best candidates. You're forced to take other candidates that aren't as good. And in the end, you're hurting your company, which hurts your shareholders, hurts your product, hurts everything else. Yes, it helps that one sex, race, whatever, but at the cost of, I would say capitalism or whatever you want to call it. True equality. That's my opinion.
That actually, yeah, that makes more sense. But I don't know if that's maybe just like, and I'm not trying to separate our countries more and more, but like, I don't know if that's just something that's happening there, or I'm too naive, but I don't know if like
diversity, right? We have just way more racial, cultural diversity in America. I think that's true. I couldn't studies.
Canada's very multicultural and very open.
I guess it's an easy Google, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it. Demographics.
As for like what were you saying? Like the quota, is that a big thing? Because I don't know of like companies having quotas to hire people. They get resumes, they see who's qualified, and then they do interviews, and then they hire who's the best person for the job. Is that not how it goes?
No, there was a program in America basically called affirmative action. I'm not sure if you affirmative action.
Affirmative action.
Yeah, it's basically. I mean, the heart of the heart of the rule and the law that they tried to impose was in good nature. They were trying to help, diversify more, but overall, it made inequality for companies and employees. Basically, there's no such thing as reverse discrimination. Discrimination is discrimination. So if you're a white male candidate, and you have the better qualifications, and you go against someone who is not a white male, and they have subpar, and obviously they have an advantage, technically that's still discrimination. There's no such thing as reverse discrimination.
So is that this affirmative action thing? What is that? Is that like a thing where you have to hire a certain number of people from races and a certain number of genders, or what?
Back in the day in America, way more. I don't know. Racism was way more in your face back then. They would just straight up not hire qualified people.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was a real problem that law absolutely would have addressed. I just think that today that law is having a negative effect, and I think that the fact that our culture has changed so much that perhaps it's time to revisit the wording of that law. Pretty much, I don't agree with it anymore. I think it was necessary in the 70s and 80s in America for sure, maybe even the 90s.
It was basically.
I've worked in the Army.
A loss.
The United States Army. I work in the auto industry. We have a large racially diverse workforce, and I have much or any racism, and I wouldn't, not like you would see how it was back in yesteryear. Somebody's from the 70s, and you're like, damn, that shit would not fly today.
Yeah.
Is it Blazing Saddles? You watched Blazing Saddles recently? It has not aged well.
No, it's hard. That's hard to watch. That puppy is too damn cute, by the way.
Thank you, cute baby. So it was basically a law, like where companies had to hire certain numbers of whatevers. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Am I just guessing? I honestly have no idea.
I don't know the numbers. I don't know what the ratio. I don't know the exact law, so I don't want to talk out my ass. But I know that it was made in the 60s, and basically it was to, to help and promote diversity among the workforce. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But
now I get.
Scoundrel was saying, it's kind of it's turned a corner, and it's not really doing what it meant to do. It's still hell. I mean, I still think there should be equality, but I don't know the answer, but I don't think that's exactly the way to go. That's my opinion.
Okay. And any more
attractive Mexicans is always the answer.
Okay, it's back. Okay, I can hear you guys again.
Oh, that's not good if we're losing sound. I guess we are coming up to the ending point, though. But any more on this topic here about the filling the numbers kind of thing? Any more on this?
No, I learned something. I didn't know Canada doesn't have anything like that. That's kind of neat.
Well, I'm just working anymore, or like what? Just discriminating or hiring everything.
Whoa, I heard you three different times.
Fuck. Yeah, time travel or something.
Yeah,
your potatoes acting
Hold on. I'm gonna close my internet.
Your internet?
Well, yeah, because I was watching the Twitch and then I just couldn't hear you guys anymore.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we have laws where you can't discriminate. Like you cannot hire someone, or you can't not hire someone because their age, their race, their gender, or anything like that. There's those laws, but there's no laws saying like you have to hire 6 women or whatever. I don't know what America does, but no, there's laws that protect people. Like if you think that they were being ageist or sexist or racist and didn't hire you because of your gender or whatever, then you can take that up with like labor boards or whatever. Do that, but yeah.
Hard fight to prove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't actually know how it works because I've never gone after a company for anything, but I just know the laws.
Holds.
It is a good law for protection, though.
Yeah, it's probably a better way to do it. Like, you know, you can't not hire someone for this, but not saying you shouldn't say like, oh, you have to hire 60 or Asians or 6 whatevers. I don't know, but because that would be getting what you guys are talking about, then getting unqualified people just because they need the numbers to fill a quota. I get that.
So,
If that's a real thing in America, that's kind of fucked. Then.
yeah, I do see why your arguments go the way they do, because we were both arguing different things. We didn't understand each other's way things worked in each other. They're completely different.
You live in a totally different place where, like, your world is backwards. I don't know where you live.
Not every state is the same too. I just think sometimes like
Right.
it's kind of like they oversimplify the problem. Like if 10% of Americans are Mexican, hey, you hire 1,000 people, 10% of them should be Mexican. But the percentage of Mexicans that is not proportionate to the total population of Mexicans. So you end up that's where the issue arises, right? If 5% of Mexicans, and I'm making up numbers here.
Yeah.
And I'm using Mexicans because I'm Mexican. I can talk
Yeah.
about my. If 5% of Mexicans get a college degree and 35% of whites get a college degree, and you're making rules based on the total population of Mexicans, then you're gonna get unqualified Mexicans in the positions because it's the only way to meet your quotas, and that's where that is the main, I think, issue with the affirmative action laws. It's wagging the dog or whatever the saying is. Us Americans screw up saying.
Yeah, that's weird.
The wagging the dog issue right there.
I just don't get why they would do that. Like now, like if that was done maybe in the 60s or whenever you were saying, yeah, sure, I get that because racism was fucking insane back then. And even women weren't even still in the workforce that much back then. They had like specific roles that women were allowed to do and whatever. So I totally get that, but maybe it's time for America to make a change then, because you're just going to get fucking companies going under because no one can do the job.
Brain surgeon without any medical training.
But if he's hot,
Yeah.
Fucking gold digger.
I said if he's hot, not if he's rich, dumbass.
But he's a
Oh,
doctor.
he's a brain surgeon, so you're assuming he's rich.
No,
Correct.
you're assuming that I care about that.
I will say this: point me to a poor brain surgeon, please do so.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, you guys are weird.
Let's move along. Let's go.
Okay. No more on this topic, or we got any more?
No, I'm done.
Nope, we beat this horse.
Yeah. So our final topic is just to bring everything back down. I see we got a lot of Mel Brooks quotes going on in the chat, but
I can't see the chat anymore. I had to close it.
oh, you're missing out on a bunch of quotes.
Tell
But
me what everyone's saying. I miss them. Tell them I love them.
I'm sure
Except
they.
Ando. Except.
Oh,
Well, he's feeling
Kim Kardashian's getting her law degree.
a lot
That
of
was
Oh.
vague.
that could go bad or good. Who knows?
I like how you said "or good" because you knew I was about to fight you.
Or good, maybe. We'll see. So
You're being so nice because you're on Twitch.
I'm holding back.
Yes, you are.
But so final topic, just a little fluff to calm everyone down, fill the air. If you superpowers is a big one. We all talk, well, a lot of us talk about, think about. If you got any superpower, what would you take? We'll do our usual route. Top left, circle around.
Superpower, man. I kind of like really have fun with Wolverine's ability to regenerate. I mean, I'd be crazy. I'd be jumping out of airplanes. I'd be like, hey, hold my beer. Although that sucks. You can't get drunk, so maybe not. Maybe not that one.
He can't what?
If I recall correctly. So, I mean, I would just, if I could make up my own power, it would be his regeneration abilities, but...
You can get drunk. So regeneration minus the liver.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool one. I like it.
Yeah, but you still feel pain, though. That's the problem. He still feels pain every time. So broken bones, all that stuff. You're still feeling the pain.
All right, Deadpool.
Okay, fair enough.
Deadpool feels it, but it goes away so fast.
I'll take Deadpool's ability to break the fourth wall.
Because you think you'd be on camera that much?
Because all of reality's a TV show.
Good one.
It's
Good
Truman
job.
Show.
You killed it. Garrett?
All right. So, well, actually, Ryoga Waga Teki Wul Karao.
Wow, that didn't sound good. Okay. I'm going to go with time travel. Then I can do whatever the fuck I want. I go back, kill Hitler. I can be rich. Whatever.
You do
good.
know,
Time
like,
travel.
the cardinal rule of that is, like, the whole butterfly effect. Like, why would you do that?
Well, then I get to explore all the different things that would happen. It'd be fun.
Will you tell me whether you can go back in time and kill yourself? Just let me know. How time travel works in our worlds. Is it Back to the Future rules? Is it
Multiverse rules.
Can you go back in time and abort yourself?
with a coat hanger?
I mean,
That
if
butterfly
Oh,
effect,
because you have-
director's cut.
You can't
it'd
force
be a
it
painless
off.
way to commit suicide, I guess.
Brutal. That'd be a good one, though. That's a good one, I think.
Yeah.
Not the suicide part, the power.
Yeah.
It could be interesting. Take a lot of different routes, like hero jump back in time. You can go. There's so many different ways that play on time travel. But guest,
I'd want to be the first one to buy everything BTS, like tickets, shows, merch. I just want to be able to be first all the time because you guys have no idea how hard it is to get tickets. So,
That's it. You could
yeah,
just be mega rich.
it's a big
and
part of
go
my life.
anyway.
No, because you could be mega rich, but you'll be last in the queue, and then you can't get tickets. Garrett,
Just be
you don't
mega
understand.
rich and buy all the
You
facilities.
can't.
that
There's
they
a
could
limit
play
of
in.
8.
just buy the factory that they're going to be playing in.
The factory? They're playing in fucking Wembley, you turd.
Just buy their company and then make them like show up to your house all the time.
No, that's weird. They'd probably be weirded out by my room.
Probably, yeah, that'd be a little weird.
I'm sure celebrities
pictures
seem
and-
worse.
I don't know. Anyway,
So-
that's all.
So
Yeah, on the stalker scale, you're on the lower end.
You right.
So DM.
Well, time was already. There a lot of good ones have been taken. Time stop's always a good one, or controlling time, or traveling time. I would say maybe. I saw in the comments Magneto, which that's a real good one, but I would say I'm going off that, controlling all electronics, basically any electronics, banking, internet. You got it. I control everything. Can manipulate anything I want to.
That's a pretty
Can you
good
make
one.
my internet better?
Nothing can fix that potato.
Oh,
The ability to control potatoes.
Nice. I like it. I'll throw mine in there. I think I'm surprised you didn't take this. We talked about it before, DM, and I'm stealing one from you. Changing probability, because you can literally do anything you want.
That's a good one.
You're pretty much unstoppable with that.
I got a really good one. My brother, he once said if he had one wish, he'd wish for that golden ticket from the movie Last Action Hero, and then use it to go into the movie Limitless to get the pill that makes you super smart. And then from there, with the golden ticket and the Limitless pill, he doesn't know what he'd do next, but it would be
Limitless.
Oh,
I
But,
mean, right? It's like if you see Limitless, that guy can do like his brain is so smart that he knows all probability. You remember that? He was able to figure out when a car crash was going to occur.
it's true.
So there is that golden ticket. That golden ticket breaks everything from Less Action Hero. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. But
Going
It
over-
allows you to enter the movie of any movie you're watching, and so once you're in that movie, you get to play by that movie's rules. You know,
can't you just be an actor?
no, the people in the movie think you're really.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you're
the,
not.
The rules of that movie are not like reality. For example, oh my god, yeah, I hard one to explain, I guess.
Yeah, like so if you went into a movie with vampires, you could be turned into a vampire and then come back into the real world and actually be a vampire still, even though they don't exist in this world. So if you
Or-
win the Limitless,
If you're an actor, you could just pretend you're a vampire all the time.
how do you act?
What?
How do you know how do you know what to say? There's a script. How do you know where to stand? They tell you.
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
Get it.
That is pretty wicked, though. Taking limitless power. But that about wraps up. That wraps up all the topics for today's podcast. So now our first one, our little talk at the round table here. We went through, worked out the kinks. We know a little bit more what to go through, and hopefully come back in. And next one we come in have a little bit better put together. I'll have a little bit more topics to go through. I'll have to make a schedule, plan out when I can get it going again. And I want to thank you all for coming along and showing up, going through the podcast. We didn't get really heated. We got into some debates and conversations. I really like that. But no one went over the top and no one hit hard. No one rage quit. That's the big one. So,
There's still time.
I was gonna say.
Canada.
that's true.
I'm unpredictable.
So, with that, want to make your closing remarks, anyone?
Yeah, fuck all y'all.
Hey,
I really feel like all of my arguments were the best, and therefore it must be true.
No, I feel in my heart
I
of
feel
hearts
in my
that-
heart, my heart, which I feel is over here.
You can't use my argument. It works so beautifully.
I feel that I can.
well, I just want to take a moment to say thanks to Jester for having us. I had fun. I thought it was a good time. And honestly, I thought it'd get more heated, so I'm kind of glad it was kind of very civil and kind of just a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely a little flip-flop there, but I really enjoyed it. I like the way it went. So, thank you all, and thank everyone for stopping in and watching, all the commenters, everyone following along, talking along with us. Thank you all for stopping in. You can check us back. We'll be doing this often. So, you're welcome. Thank you. And if that's all, yeah, we'll be shutting it down. See you all next time.
Bye, Felicia.